my overall sense is that passion uh, needs to have a basis. So to have a passionate relationship with uh, another person or other people, uh, there has to be a pool of passion from which it gets expressed towards someone. So the and my experience has been that when that pool of passion is there, when you're connected to it, then how it expresses is really fairly secondary. Whether it expresses in a with in a sexual relationship or in a love relationship, or whether it expresses in your work, or whether it expresses in helping others, or however it expresses, it's passion. And passion is a, simply another word for vivacity in life, to be present with what is happening in life. So here, we're less concerned with how the passion expresses than we are with the passion itself.
Oh boy, hitting right on that wound, because my feeling of I feel passion in my work, but it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I've been one of those throughout my life where it's never enough. And I so desire a close, intimate relationship again. As so it just seems like I'm uni-focused, and that's causing a lot of pain because I obviously don't have it, and I'm close to it.
Right. So what I'm proposing is that a relationship cannot actually produce passion. It can only be the conduit through which passion flows. So once again, the emphasis needs to be on the pool of passion, which I would call presence. I would call being here with what is happening in life, whether it's pleasant or not.
Oh, it's painful.
And yes, but life is both pleasurable and painful. There, because these are two sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to have pleasure, you will have pain. That's comes with the territory.
That's what I teach, and I feel like I'm getting through to others, but I can't get through to me. I mean, you're speaking to the choir here. It's like, but I don't get it when it comes to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too self-centered, I think.
That may well be the case.
Yeah.
But self-centeredness is, while it is certainly a block to this flow of passion, it is also an opportunity to see what is the basis for the self-centeredness. What is it linked to? And I'm not a psychologist. I don't deal in that arena. What I'm concerned with is what is the underlying quality that is the self. What is this thing that we call self-centeredness? Some people call it the ego. I am not comfortable with that term, so I coined my own, which is the false sense of authorship, or the FSA for short. The false sense of authorship, which is the sense that I am a separate, independent entity that makes things happen from my own power. That's the sense of authorship. And all human beings develop this at around the age of 2 years old. So it is a quality of human development. And it is an unfortunate quality of human development from the standpoint that along with this false sense of authorship comes suffering. And it is suffering distinct from pain. The pain of life is integrated into life. Suffering is this involvement by the false sense of authorship in the pain of life. So what it takes is the called normal movement from pleasure to pain, that is the very nature of all human life.
Mm-hmm.
And this involvement by the false sense of authorship explodes the pain of the moment into a huge story, of which we are inevitably the stars. That either we have screwed up, we are responsible, we've done this, I should have done that, what should I do in the future? These kinds of questions, all related to the sense that I am the one responsible for making these things happen, as the source, not as the instrument, not as the doer, but as the author, as the source of it. And it is that subtle distinction that we are all about investigating here. The subtle distinction between being the doer of something and the author of something. And it is very difficult often to see this distinction between doership and authorship. But you don't have anything else to do, so we sit here and look at that kind of stuff.
No, but that's right on. It's like, I believe I'm authoring my life.
Yes. And so you suffer.
So I suffer. Well, in other words, just let everything happen. But
what an arrogant position.
oh, is it? I hear you.
I'm going to let everything happen.
So again, it's authorship.
Yeah. It is the claim that I have the power to let the universe function. So the reason it is not functioning is because I'm in the way.
Oh, gosh.
And once again, I am central to everything because I'm blocking the flow of the entire universe.
Certainly blocking my own flow.
But in order for it to be your own flow, it has to be disconnected from the rest of the flow.
From the ego.
No, it has to be, when we talk about your flow, for it to be your flow, it must be independent of the flow around you, rather than integrated as part of this flow. And that's what we're looking at. Say, is that true? Do you have an independent flow, or is your flow actually part of a big flow that you simply claim is your little flow, and that you are responsible for this flow and making it flow good, or blocking the flow, releasing the flow. But the presumption is that this little bit is yours. And what we're asking here is that true? Is that possible?
I know the right answer, but I'm sitting here thinking that I'm in control. It's like, wow, I gotta let it go.
So you're a bright guy, you can see it. why do you think you're not letting it go?
Fear.
Okay? So, fear. What is the fear a product of? Where does the fear come from?
That childhood.
Okay, so fear comes from the childhood, but your childhood's long gone.
Oh, you better believe it. I ain't no youngster.
So how the fear is here, the childhood is there.
Yep.
What is it that link? What is the link between the childhood and the fear today?
It feels like it's in my cells. It feels like it's in my, it's just, I have the same feelings.
Okay.
And I'm buying into them.
So when you say that you're buying into them, once again, we have this claim of authorship.
Yep.
The sense that the reason I am experiencing these things is because I have willed it, at least through my limitations, at least through my being a screw up, at least through my not trying hard enough, through not whatever, fill in the story. But it is the sense that I am the one responsible for this. So again, we look at it and say, is this true? Are you, in fact, the author of your limitation, of your buying into things?
Certainly my thoughts are,
Yes, certainly your thoughts are.
but I
Can you?
teach that we're not our thoughts, the real I. We're the witness. We're the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
So
that's all nice.
That's bad.
Well, it's philosophy.
Yeah.
This is philosophy.
I'll try to integrate it.
Yeah, but you'll never integrate philosophy. I mean, it's
I know the words.
Exactly. So what I'm concerned here with is looking at what is outside of a philosophical context.
Okay.
And I'm not proposing a new philosophical context for you to come and get on board with.
Because that would make
And
everything
then-
else wrong.
And then go teach.
Right.
That
would make everything else wrong.
This is really not what I'm about.
Yeah.
So, but this is a process whereby we look into what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, what's really going on. And so, in this case, what you're talking about is the sense that I'm buying into something. And all of these senses are opportunities or doorways into looking more deeply at what is operative, what is truly functioning here. Even functioning as the claim that I'm authoring it. Because that's there.
Mm-hmm.
Is the sense that I'm buying into this. I'm responsible for this involvement. Is there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we're looking at is what's fueling that? What is animating that? What's giving that juice and energy? This feeling that I'm responsible.
Who else could be responsible for my mess up?
That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
So not necessarily a who.
Right.
It's not necessarily even a what.
Mm-hmm.
But we can say there is something responsible. There is some energy that is animating you. There is some energy that has made your particular structure the way it is, including your childhood, who you were born to, what experiences you had, how they affected you, because as you well know, people are affected quite differently by the same experience.
Oh boy, I have two brothers who were affected quite differently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, this combination of your nature with your experience combine to make you as you are, to make you react in the way you do, to make you either let go of things or grab onto things, to block things, to perform as you do. So if you begin to see how all of these factors of your life that include your personality type, I'm sure you've done, Myers-Briggs or whatever and all that stuff, you know the type of person you are, and then a type of person like you are having these kinds of experiences will react in certain ways, will be affected in certain ways. So you can see this if you look into it. And the most important consideration in all this is that you did not choose your personality type. You didn't, one day say, okay, I'm going to be, this. Nor did you create all of these life experiences that you have. You didn't decide who your parents were going to be. You didn't decide what country you were going to be born into, what educational system that you were going to be funneled into based on your, your parents' economic levels, your culture, all of these various things. All of this that makes you the person you are today, in this moment, wasn't manufactured by you, wasn't authored by you. Sometimes when you really get into it and you see this, when you really recognize it, then the question the sense that I must author my future starts to diminish, because you realize you didn't author your way to this point.
It's a letting go.
The letting go happens. The letting go is not something that you author. It's not, you're not responsible for letting go. It is a byproduct of seeing. When you truly see who and what you are, how you relate to the universe at large, then the letting go happens. Perfectly naturally, without any effort, without any claim that I did it, that I'm responsible for maintaining it, that I must do it again, or I must, none of that. It is recognized as a happening when it happens. As is everything.